In today's video, we're going to be looking at how much you can make off the Simeon Contact Missions this week. It is currently 2 times pay for everyone and 4 times pay for us GTA Plus members. If you've never done these missions before, first thing you'll need to do is head over to Premium Deluxe Motorsport, head on inside, head over to Simeon's office, and you'll be able to sit through a quick cutscene, and then you can start the missions from there. So if you're like me and you've already done these missions, go to your start menu, go to online, go over to jobs, choose missions, and then scroll on down onto Simeon's, which will be under repo work. So it is a distance to scroll down, and yeah, I wish you could literally search these. This would be so much easier. So in total, as you can see, hey, these are all the missions. We have blow up 4, burn rate, do you even lift, and all of them. So let's jump into it. So today, these video, we're going to be starting with burn rate just because it's easier for me to have a fire truck out early in the missions. And this way I can use my oppressor for the rest. But you don't have to own a fire truck or anything. I just happen to have this truck over at my facility already, so it's just easier. If you don't have a fire truck, don't own this truck, or you don't own a fire truck directly. Now, this truck is armored. That's the other reason I have it out. But if you don't, you can just get a fire truck from the fire station, and yeah, I will see you when we get down there. Okay, and we're arriving here on the first cars. You can just run over this guy, don't even worry about him. And then just spray these cars down. No particular order, you can do this however you want. Keep in mind that you will be getting shot at, so it's a good idea to have snacks available, especially if you're not using an armored vehicle. Now, this truck is armored, but they can still shoot through the glass pretty easily, unfortunately. And so, yeah, like here, I'm just slowing them down by spraying them down. And then just get the vehicles real quick. Move over to this one. I just like to hit him out of the way so I don't have to worry about it. And just get this one. Now, the one in the shipping container over there is actually a little bit harder. You got to get just the right angle with this truck. Okay, so you may have to readjust if you're using this truck. With the regular fire truck, it can be a little easier, but it varies. Now, just head on down here. Now, these guys, you will have to take them out at the very end, but we're not going to worry about them right now. Now, just come get these vehicles. As you can tell, I'm not using any snacks or armor. So they will damage you quite a bit, no matter what vehicle you're using. And if this is your first time doing this, well, you may have to restart the mission 1 or 2 times. As you can tell, I just ran that guy over instead. Make it a little bit easier. One less I have to deal with. But take these 2. And yeah, this area is a little bit easier because you have trailers to use as cover. Now, this truck gets set on fire, I'm not too worried about that. And the only thing I don't like is, since I'm using an Xbox controller here on PC, is the nozzle is a little temperamental at times. I'm just running this guy over. And let's get these last 2 vehicles. And that's it for the vehicles. So let me move this truck over and let me get my minigun out. Okay, now that I got the minigun out, let's head over here and take out some of these enemies. Now, you can use an oppressor. I just don't want to call out my oppressor for this. So some of the enemies can be a little more difficult than others, especially if it's your first time playing this mission. And now I am cutting out some parts of this on and off, but as you can tell, I'm already over here. But yeah, it's pretty simple. Just take out the enemies and let's get to the end. And mission passed. That's the in total for this mission. I made 83,160. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so for the next mission, we have blow up 4. As you can tell, we can use our oppressor. The thing I hate about this mission is it takes place at night, but it's pretty simple at the beginning. Just fly over to the warehouse behind Maze Bank Arena, and let me skip ahead until I get there. Okay, so when arriving here, it's always recommended to park a little ways away from the warehouse. That's because your personal vehicle will despawn if you park too close. Usually just grab a grenade launcher and let's head inside. Okay, so once you're inside, the objective is just to blow up all the vehicles in here and down in the basement. So vehicles are scattered throughout. They're all marked on your mini map. Yeah, but if you do this mission enough, well, you don't really have to look at your mini-map, know where they are. Now this one over here, it can be tricky because it can bounce off. You can use the grenade launcher. So yeah, it can be a little temperamental at times. Now these vehicles can also be a trick. If you accidentally miss, it can bounce back at you. And well, yeah, as you can tell, you only have 2 lives for each mission. And this is on hard mode. So let's head down to the basement and take care of these vehicles. Now you can use a railgun if you have one, and I do recommend it, especially down here. It just makes it a lot easier to shoot at the vehicles instead of using the grenade launcher. So like I said, there's number 2, 3, and just take out this one, and then we can head back upstairs. So I am going to choose a weapon to have out, and you'll see why in just a minute. So let's head upstairs. Now, there's no enemies that are going to spawn in the warehouse. They will spawn once you're outside, so let me skip ahead to outside. Okay, so once you're outside, I highly recommend taking cover. And if you have a minigun, it's highly recommended. Now, the reason I say that is these enemies are going to be very hard to see, especially at night. Like this, and even I have a hard time, and this is with a 4K monitor I'm using. And so I can only imagine what it's like for anybody that's on a phone. Now, a couple of these enemies are going to be hard to aim at. I do recommend watching your health bar, especially, and having snacks and armor available. Now, a habit I have with these missions, especially when I'm doing this one, is I go to ammunition ahead of time. Just to make sure I'll head up to my agency and get my my armor up there and restock all my ammunition at once. Now I do also have to remember my oppressor sitting right there, and I really don't want to hit that. Even though it's armored and can take a few hits, yeah. So you're going to have enemies that come in from different directions. I'm just waiting for them. And it's very hard to see where they are. And there's, I think, a set amount you have to take out prior to it telling you to leave the area. I'm not exactly sure how that's set up in this case, but as you can tell, we're just about done. And got like 1 or 2 more enemies coming in, and I'm not going to worry about them shooting at me when I'm leaving. And we just got this one, I think, left. And yeah, now we can leave the area. And this is where the oppressor really comes in handy. Hey, since you don't have to drive away or anything, you can really just fly. Hey, and that's going to be about it. And this mission paid a total of $69,300. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so moving on to Do You Even Lift? Well, I'm just going to say it now. This mission is the most annoying out of all of them, and it's also the most boring mission. As you can see, I am calling Pegasus. I gotta call in, get my my cargo bob delivered. And now, another problem with this mission is your cargo bob has a tendency to despawn before you get there. So let me head over there real quick. And yes, I don't know why my oppressor is way up here at ammunition, but okay. Okay, so cargo bob that's up here, this is one you can usually just pick up. For some reason mine didn't spawn in, but that's alright. This one's a little bit slower, but you're probably also wondering, can I use the Iron Mule for this vehicle? I'm missing. You can. I've done it, but it is extremely difficult. I'll just say that. And the reason I say that is how tight some of these areas are you have to get into, and the propeller blades do hit the houses, as I've noticed. Now, let me skip ahead to the first vehicle. I'm just going to show pretty much bringing the vehicles back unless it's something interesting or a unique situation. But yeah, let's skip ahead. Okay, so here at the first house, this car does need to be moved out. Just jump in the car, move it. Probably thinking, well, can't I just drive it down to the garage? You can if you can get over the gate. Hey, but the gates are locked, in case you're wondering, and you do have to climb over this little wall. So let me grab this vehicle, and then I'll head back to the garage. And for anybody that's never done this mission, a little tip is to go nice and slow when coming in for this car, because you can hit the building very easily. Yeah, and there's no time limit, so just take your time on this one. As you can tell, I just grabbed it. Now I can bring it back to the parking garage. And so let me head down there. Okay, so we're just going to put the car down for now. You do want to be careful because you can destroy the vehicle if you drop it. Now I did have to put my cargo bob down in this case because I had to take a call, but let's head over and get the next car and we'll continue from there. Okay, and we're back with this car. Now this one was pretty easy just to grab. Garage was in the way, but good enough. Like I said, I'm just going to drop the car here and I'm going to head out and get the next one. Don't worry about moving the cars into the marked spot. You can do that at the end of the mission. But let's go get the next one. Okay, I'm going to admit at this point, I just can't wait until this mission's over, honestly. Now this car does need to be moved away from the garage. If you're wondering, can the Iron Mule grab this car where it's sitting? The answer is no. I've tried that. I actually had to move the car out even for that one. This is one of the properties. The Iron Mule will actually give you a problem because you will hit the roof on the house. So let's get this car back and then we'll go get the last one. And if you're wondering, what about if you damage the vehicles when you're moving? I'm like, I just hit that building. And, well, don't even worry about that. Literally, the vehicle can be damaged. Simeon doesn't care. And in the upcoming mission, there will be a text you'll notice. You'll notice this next, I'll point out, but it's literally going to be a text you just ignore. It's going to be the same for all these. You can damage the vehicles, whatever. As long as you get them back, it really doesn't matter. So let's go get this last car and finally get this boring mission over with. So a little tip with this mission is do not fly over the movie studio where the cargo bobs are. If you don't have to. As you can tell, I have a 1-star wanted level. I'm just waiting for that to clear so I can go get this last vehicle. But I will say, the longer I'm flying this cargo bob, the more bored I'm getting. And I'm literally at a point that I just want this mission over with before I go crazy looking at it. This is why I wanted my cargo bob. It's a little bit faster than the Pegasus one. And yeah, I should have just called it out as a personal vehicle, honestly. But let's go get this vehicle and get it back. So again, we got another vehicle. We got to drive it out into the driveway in order to pick it up. Now, you're probably wondering, what happens if the car's door stays open like with this car? Well, it really doesn't matter. You can still grab the vehicle easily. Like I said, if you damage it, you damage it. I ripped doors off these cars before with the cargo bob. But we're just going to grab this. We're going to bring it back to the parking garage, and then we'll get them into their parking spots. Okay, so let's drop off the final vehicle over here, and then we can finally end this mission. My lovely parking job right there, and we're going to pretend I never hit those two cars. But we're just going to land this over here. That's the other thing with the cargo bob. It smokes so easy if you hit even the smallest thing. Now you're probably wondering, well, why don't you use an up and atomizer for that? Why? That would make it no fun. And you can really drive this right off here, as you can tell. Oh, so we're just gonna move this car over here, and then we can go get the next one. Now they don't have to be perfect. Yeah, literally, you can just park them at an angle, park them right up against each other. It really doesn't matter. Move this car. I don't know how that car ever got scratched on the roof. You would think there was a cargo bob that might have hit it or something, because I might have accidentally landed on the garage on that one. But yeah, let's go move this car over. And then we got one more. Then we can finally end this mission. And now they all do have a designated parking spot, so you can't just park them anywhere, unfortunately. I kind of wish you could. But this last one, and then we're finally done. Like I said, this mission is the most boring mission out of the set. But it's also the easiest to get done if you're trying to complete the career challenges for no snacks and no armor on hard mode. So this mission paid a total of $138,600, so not bad at all. Okay, next up is GTA Today 2, the mission I despise. And you'll quickly see why. So you can see there's 2 targets on the screen right now. So let's get my oppressor and we'll head over to the first one. Okay, so this first one's just a quick little flight right over here. we're just going to take out these two right here. And then let's go land back here. Now you will need to have snacks and armor available. I hope you're not planning on taking them out from a distance, but that's alright. I'm just going to grab anything I have, like my minigun, just to make it a little bit faster. You can shoot out the window on this car, so you don't have to deal with that animation, but it doesn't really matter. Just going to get this car, we'll head over. Now I do like this car actually. It does handle well, and it's not too slow. It's kind of a medium car in this case, but good enough. And yeah, like I said, don't worry about damaging it. We're going to ignore the text that we just had for Simeon that said do not damage the vehicle, because I really don't care. I just want to get this mission done. Now this is a timed mission. This is actually the only timed mission out of the set. You have 14 minutes to deliver these 2 vehicles plus 2 others. And you're going to see why I despise this mission if you've never done it before. So I am going to stop right here. I'm going to take these guys out real quick. This is where the second vehicle is. And no, I'm not looking at my mini-map. I actually know right where I'm going and like I said, we're just going to take them guys out. We're going to leave that one and the one that's over near the car. I'm not going to worry about him. Right now, let's get this car down to the dock. So I'll see you down at the dock. Okay, and that's the first car delivered. Let's call out my oppressor and we'll head back. Now, if you don't have an oppressor, you're going to need an extremely fast car for this. Yes, and you'll see why when we get to the second set of vehicles. So let me head back over to the second location and get that car. Okay, and that guy's out. And let's go get this one over here. And now, it doesn't matter which weapon you use. As long as you don't blow up the car or anything, you'll be fine. So let's grab this car and then head back to the dock. Now, one thing nice about this mission is you don't have to worry about anybody chasing you at this part. So, yeah, like I said, let's head down there. Like I said, door just came right off this car. That's actually pretty common with this location. And this car spawns in right where I just got it or out in the alleyway itself. So let's get this down to the dock and we'll move on. And the second car is delivered. Let's call out my oppressor. Now, as you can tell, 2 more blips just appeared on the radar. So these 2 vehicles, one's located at the police station and one's located up on parking garage. Now, I recommend going to the police station first because you will have a wanted level after both of these vehicles. And you need to lose that wanted level before it will allow you to deliver the vehicle to the dock. So let's head over here and take out these guys. Now, in this case, I'm not going to take out all of them. I'm just going to take out the one I really need to. Then I'm just going to use snacks and armor in order to get into the vehicle and get out of there. And it really takes me longer to fly here than it really does to grab the car. And you'll see here, coming up that you can call Lester on this one. But you can only use it once. And so we're going to ignore my flying skills here. But as you can tell, agents were waiting. And just jump in the car, grab it, use your snacks. Now, if you're trying to do this for the career challenge where you don't use snacks and armor, this is where it gets difficult. These 2 can be very difficult, especially that one. That one's your worst. So let's head down there and yeah. And the cops will ram you, just so you know. If you've never done the mission. So it can be fun at some point. And as you can tell, I have literally 7 minutes left to get this car and 1 other back there. So let's call Lester and see if he can help me out with this. Because now, as you can tell, I am driving past my turn. That's just trying to lose the cops because we got the helicopter right there. But see, Lester can get rid of this wanted level. Now, the next one he can't. So let's go deliver this car. Okay, car number 3 is delivered. Now let's wait for the oppressor. Now this car is where you can run into problems. Like, I literally have 6 minutes left. The closest I've ever cut this mission was literally 3 seconds remaining on the clock when I pulled in with this car. And yeah, it's pretty bad. So let's see how much time we have left. This is actually the most time I've ever had left doing this mission. So let's head over to the parking garage. Okay, and we're coming in on the parking garage. Now, you do want an extremely fast car or an oppressor for this mission because of how bad it is, as with that time limit. Or if you have help, it's highly recommended. Now, the hardest part here is making sure you don't hit anything when you jump off of this ramp. And I don't think I'm clearing this tree in this case. No, didn't think so. So, like I said, you gotta be extremely careful with it. You will get a wanted level as soon as you go by the Vespucci police station again. Nothing unusual, and no, you cannot call call Lester again. And there is a cooldown, and you cannot use your CEO abilities, as you just noticed. I was checking because I couldn't remember, unfortunately. So yeah, let's head down there, and I'll see you after I lose these cops. And get this car delivered. Okay, and what feels like 10 years later, finally lost the cops, and now I can deliver this car. I've got 2 minutes 14 seconds left on the clock on delivery. So this mission passed, and it paid $114,140. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, next up we have RV Nearly There. So for this mission, I do recommend calling in a personal helicopter, which would be your Iron Mule if you have one. If not, as you can tell here, I am trying to call Pegasus, and you cannot call Pegasus for this mission. So let me go to my interaction menu, and I'll call out my Iron Mule real quick. So I'll see when I pick it up. Okay, so I do hate this spawn location for all the helicopters and planes when you call them in through the interaction menu when you're over at Simeon's, but as you can tell, I have my Iron Mule. Now you're probably wondering, well, why do you need the Iron Mule for this? Because how hard can it be? Well, you'll find out when I get there. Okay, and I'm approaching the dealership now. Now, the reason I said to use this is you can literally just grab onto the Brigade 6x6, and you literally won't alert anybody. Now, if you do it the other way, the way the game wants you to, you have to take out the enemies, blow up or move all those campers, and then you're going to get chased. But in this case, let me skip ahead to where I hooked on. Okay, attempt number 2 to get this. So this can be a little tricky, as you can tell. Just grab it. Now the cargo bob can pick this up, but it can only go about 100 feet with it before you have to put it down. It's just too heavy for it. The Iron Mule literally just grabs it and carries it all the way back to the city with no problem. So if you're using anything else, looks like the cargo bob, I don't really recommend it. Since the Iron Mule came out, it makes this mission so easy. You don't have to worry about being chased. You don't have to worry about taking anybody out. And it's perfect for the career challenge, especially for no snacks, no armor, and the 50% accuracy, because you're literally not taking anyone out. So let me skip ahead to when I'm back in the city. Okay, I'm just going to drop this right here. I'm not going to worry about it too much. That's the other thing with this is when you go drop the vehicles, you got to be careful not to hold the D-pad too long. But yeah, just land this over here in the middle of the road because I really don't care where I park it. And I'll grab my up and atomizer out real quick. And we'll just flip this back over. Now, if you don't have this, I highly recommend parking the truck so it's at least on the ground. Now I can just jump in and then we'll go park it over here where it's supposed to be, because it literally won't show until you get into the truck. Just drive it in real fast. And that's the mission. As you can tell, it barely took any damage to the Brigade, so this mission paid a total of, let's see, 83,160, so not bad. Okay, so for this mission, you're going to head over to Maze Bank Arena, and you're going to get in the Sasquatch. Now, you don't need to use the truck. You can use your oppressor, which I highly recommend if you have one. Or if you have a railgun, you can use that in a fast car. This truck will literally take you forever. Now, I am going to take out this security guard right here just to make it a little bit easier. And yeah, just climb in here real fast. Now, they will be shooting at you, so you might need snacks and armor, but you will have a wanted level throughout this entire mission. That's the part I hate right there. And if you do lose it at any point, what you're going to get back is you're going to be blowing up all the vehicles in sight. So let's head over here. So these are the first vehicles. You're going to have 2 lots to do, plus several vehicles driving around. So this is actually just the first setups for it. Right, and we're just going to take out these, take out this one, and that one. And we're going to pretend that one hit. Now, I wish the oppressor had unlimited missiles, or you could use your Sparrow, but you can't. But it's pretty easy with the oppressor, as you'll see coming up. Because I really have to send my oppressor back and refill it, no matter what I do with this mission. So let's head over here. Now, like I said, there's going to be 2 vehicles driving around on this one. And it's not too bad. If you're using an oppressor, it's so much easier. And then if you're driving a vehicle, driving the truck, trying to catch up with them. Now, these vehicles right here can be a trick in itself. Now, there is one inside the building, and these 2 guys can cause some serious damage if you're not watching. So, like I said, if you're new to this mission and you're trying to do the career progress, yeah, just know you're going to have to plan ahead for this one. And so I want to see if I can actually get inside the garage over here. Let's go see. Hey, so apparently you can actually fly inside here. And I'm just going to park here because I'm out of missiles apparently. Yeah, I'll just use this real quick. Take that one out and let's go and get the next vehicles real quick. As soon as I get away from these cops. So let me find a place to park. So I'm just going to park this right here because there goes the car I'm after. Right there on the corner. And so we're going to return that. We're going to request it again real quick. Move the camera away so it spawns right in front of me. And let's grab the oppressor. Sure, I could have took the vehicle out with the railgun or something, but that's no fun. And I'd rather do it this way. Okay, so we're actually going to go take this car out first because this one, it's a little bit trickier. This one can actually speed up if he starts noticing. As you can tell, he turned around. I'm just going to take him out real quick and he's gone. So let's go get the next one. And now this car is pretty easy. It will literally lock on when you're coming up close to it. And then Simeon will assign the next vehicles. And that's the end of that car. So let's go get the next set. Okay, and here's the next car. So this set will have 3 vehicles driving around with it. And makes it a little bit trickier, but that's the point of the mission. So it's not too easy. You may sometimes have to shoot multiple missiles at some of these cars as well, as you can tell, but that's alright. Still a pretty quick mission. And this car is pretty much always in the same spot when you get to it. I think it's actually supposed to be programmed so that they're at a certain location by a certain time. And there's supposed to be a certain order apparently, but nobody seems to follow it. So let's head over here. We'll go take out these vehicles real quick. Now you will notice that you can't blow up more than one car at a time, unfortunately. I wish you could. And you will have the police cars get in your way, but that's alright. Hey, you hit them, you hit them. Can't do anything about it. We're going to ignore my lovely flying skills here. I'm a professional, as you can tell. So let's head over here. So this is going to be the last car right back here. And yeah, we're just going to use that. We'll head back, get the Sasquatch. Now you can call Lester on this mission to lose the wanted level. But let's go get the truck real quick. Okay, and I'm back, and the wanted level's already gone. And that's the advantage in the oppressor as well. You can get to a height where they won't see you. So I'm just going to return my oppressor real quick. I do hate that it focuses in on the truck half the time. And it does not like to come out of that camera setting for a little bit. So let me head down to the docks, and I'll see you there. Okay, and we're back with this truck. So let's go park the truck right here. And that's good enough. Yep, so this mission is officially done, and this one paid a total of 97,020, so not bad. Okay, so this mission right here is pretty easy. There's 2 ways to do it. I do need to request my personal vehicle again. My oppressor should show up. Yeah, right there. Okay, so for this mission, you're going to head down to LSIA. Hey, and I'll see you when I get down there. So the guard right here, you don't have to take him out. I'm choosing to take him out in this case. Just makes it a lot easier when I'm getting out of there with the cars. Now this guard over here, well, he didn't do anything. Hey, well, we're still going to take him out. Well, now let's fly in there, and I'll see you over at the plane. So as you can see, I already got wanted level. That's because the oppressor was heard coming in, and the guards were alerted. Now you can do this completely stealth. Oh, I've done it, but it really takes way too long to take out every guard. And you need to use a sniper rifle as well as a silenced weapon at all times. And we're just going to return that. We'll head out with this. Now, going through here is pretty easy. Hey, so let me get this car somewhat back, and I'll see you there. One little tip is it doesn't matter which way on the highway, whether it's northbound or southbound in this case, or east or west, whatever way this highway's set up. But it's literally pretty quick. Take the highway. You will get wanted level again right in this area if you don't watch out. So as you can see, I'm just going to jump through there. Gonna head this way. You can lose the cops pretty easy with this mission. And I'm just going to take this little route. Now, these cars are pretty fast, which is a big advantage to them. And it's literally just these 2 cars for this mission. But yeah, so long as you don't do anything that could give you a wanted level again. And as you can tell, I'm just turning around because it's going to be easier to go the other way. And the wanted level's already gone. And just avoid the cops and you're good to go. Okay, and now we're back here at Simeon's. Let's drop this car off and let's go get the other one. Okay, and same process with this car. Just gonna grab the car. I got 1 star wanted level this time only. Now, you will have 2 stars, as you can tell. Mine just went up. That's because I was driving near the cops leaving here, but just follow the same path right out, and you can literally lose the cops pretty quick. So I'll see you back at the dealership. Okay, and that's the second vehicle, and that's all this mission requires. So let's see how much we made on this one. Like I said, this is 4 times money for me, so it's different. So 83,160, I'll take it. Okay, and the last mission, Under the Hammer. So this mission, if you've never done it again, and you're going to want to have a fast vehicle, well, just to make it easier to get there, or an oppressor, like in my case. Now, this is over at the police station, both vehicles, same police station, so you're going to have a wanted level both times coming in and out of there. And as you can tell, I'm almost there already. So let me land over here. You will need snacks and armor or be prepared here if you're going for the career challenge. And this was actually a pretty tricky one to complete for the career challenge. And so, as you can tell, I'm just going to fly right in here. You do have a SWAT team here as well. So yeah, they're expecting it. I'm not going to worry about that. Around here, like I said, use some snacks. Next, real quick. Okay, and we'll just head on out. Then I do have to lose this wanted level. That's the harder part. So you may have to drive around the docks, drive down the train tracks, wherever you can find to get rid of it. It's highly recommended. Because you can't really avoid the cops anywhere on this route. Because they are waiting and they are coming up the road near the dock. So I'll see you once I lose this wanted level. Okay, now that I've lost the wanted level, let's deliver this car real quick. Okay. Nice easy parking spot right here. And let's head back and get the second one. So I'll see you when I get the other car. Okay, so this is the reason I like the oppressor, is I can land right here. I can jump off it. As you can tell, there's no cops in here. They're all over at the gate, and they will be shooting once I leave. So let's head on out. I do have a 3-star wanted level, and the cops will be all over the road. So I'll see you once I lose this wanted level. Okay, so let's get this car delivered, and that's it. Now, these crates are not supposed to happen, in case anybody's wondering, but yeah, let's see how much we made. So we made 69,300. So let's see what the total came to. And the totals came to 737,840 if you have GTA Plus for 4 times pay. But if you have 2 times pay, the total comes to $368,920, which this took about an hour, 15 minutes. So Not great money, but still not too bad for this week. And if you're a new player with limited businesses or no businesses, this is a good way to earn some quick cash. So I will catch you in the next video.